Sports. Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. The backcourt, Halliburton and Mathurin. And it's Walker in at the small forward. And for Boston, the small and power forwards, the star pair of Brown and Tatum. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. And it's Porzingis in at the 5. RJ, this could be a battle won in the trenches. Each team with a formidable front court.
Yeah, both these teams are loaded with a lot of skill down low. Kind of old school. Should be a physical contest.
White drives in, and White slams it in.
Yeah, just a simple one-hand flush.
I think he got a few more inches on his vertical by going with the spike. That bucket in no time at all.
Quick thinking by Halliburton, sensing the separation immediately and pulling up with confidence.
Holiday with the 3. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
Halliburton sets the pick for Siakam. That falls. Nice feed that time from Halliburton.
Oh, and they made him work for it, but Siakam knows how to finish strong inside.
And so Holiday will bring it up for Boston. 3-pointer. And again, Boston with the triple.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Seems like every time, Greg, we see Tyrese Halliburton, he's wearing a big smile on his face.
Talk about a guy who just loves this game. Halliburton is such an enthusiastic player, and that positive attitude really infects his entire team.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
Oh, a nifty finisher. You didn't think Holiday would back down inside, did you?
Halliburton against Holiday. And finished off by Halliburton.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on him.
Yeah, hard to strategize for a guy who can make a pass or a play like this right in your face.
Porzingis sets the pick for White. Over Mathurin. And it's White missing.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Here's Halliburton. Rebounded by Tatum.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game. And you watch Jason Tatum, year to year, he is a model of consistency across the board. The numbers are pretty similar, and the effort never wanes.
First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Porzingis sets the pick for Tatum. Out to Porzingis, launches it. The rebound by Turner. Got a piece of it. And so it's Turner with it. He brings it up for the Pacers. They trail by 1. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, coming out of high school at 6'0", Derek White didn't receive any full scholarship offers. He says it was humbling, but it drove me to get better. Each time you have the doubters, you just put a little chip on your shoulder. The 29th pick overall in 2017, he's come a long way. Kevin, the chips are still there.
You're so right, David. Thanks. He's become a heck of a player. Brown outside. And the 3 ball is good.
So comfortable in that corner. You better get out to Brown. If you don't, he's going to be sinking these all night.
And Walker kicks to Halliburton. Walker is screen on Holiday. Halliburton. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Halliburton's got 7.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
And that's out of bounds. It was last touched by Halliburton. .109 left here in the first quarter. Pass to Tatum. Takes a 3. The rebound by Turner.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Halliburton kicks to Walker. Lets it go from deep. The rebound by the Celtics. Outside Tatum. Brown wide open. He fires. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist. He has 6.
He can do a lot with the ball, but Brown is just as good playing off the ball. He's always ready to catch and fire.
Mathurin passes to Walker. And finished off by Walker.
While he's a bit undersized for a 4, he more than makes up for it with his bounce.
Outside, White. Brown outside. No good on that one. Pacers trail by 3. And a wide-open look for Mathurin. Nails the wide-open jump shot.
3 points.
A young guy who is ready to attack. Mathurin gets the ball and goes straight into his shot.
Pass to Tatum. Jacks up a 3. Nailed from three-point land.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
Team foul.
Here's Tatum. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And at the end of one, both teams putting up some points. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Celtics.
They've really been dialed in from deep. This is a team that has a ton of confidence in their outside shooting ability.
And one other thing they've done well today, guys, share the ball. I mean, set up teammates and just playing unselfish.
On the court for the Pacers as our second quarter gets underway. The backcourt, Halliburton and Mathurin. Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. And it's Walker in at the 3. Now Halliburton after the missed 3 from Derek White. Halliburton against Holiday. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. RJ, so often with rookies, we want to judge them after half a season. But we're not very patient with them. How long should we give players to prove themselves in the NBA?
Well, there's a different type of prove yourself. If you're talking about a rookie, I was taught after about game 60, you're no longer a rookie because you played every team, you understand the defensive concepts. You might be a little fatigued, but after that, you're no longer a rookie. But to judge them, if they can play in this league, it can take a couple of years.
And it's sent back by Turner. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Brown sets a screen for Tatum. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The shot by Holiday, no good. Pacers trail by 4. Outside, Walker from outside the arc. Here's Siakam. Out to Turner. The rebound by Jason Tatum. Boston's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. And it's Brown missing. Porzingis with the steal. Tatum against Halliburton. Emphatic finish by Tatum.
Brushing off the contact. Look, the dude is strong. He gets in there. It's easy. That's an easy bucket.
Halliburton with it. Out guarded by Porzingis. And Holiday kicks to White. Shoots over Walker. And it's White missing. Pacers trail by 6. Richard, so many things about Drew Holiday's game we love, but what impresses you most about his game?
Well, I know it's an easy answer, but it's his defense. It's hard to be a feared defender in the modern NBA, Kevin. But Holiday is such a pest at all times on that end of the floor.
So it's Boston now after Indiana gets the three. Brown, no good. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Here's Siakam. And Siakam throws it down.
And those are two loud points. Siakam flushes it without much effort.
Holiday against Mathurin. Holiday the pass to Brown. Offline with his three. Pacers have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. And it's Mathurin missing. Boston's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. That's to Porzingis. There's the triple. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Porzingis has got his first 3 points of the game.
The reflexes on Porzingis can surprise you. For a big, he plays with great quickness.
Walker with a clean look. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Brown kicks to Porzingis. And the call will go against Benedict Mathurin. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
There's 1:26 left here in the second. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
And Derek White, he's one of the most valuable guards, Richard, in the NBA.
White can play the one, he can shoot the ball, plus he is an all-league defender. So Derek White gives you everything you want in your backcourt.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Tyrese Halliburton has become the face of the Pacers franchise. He says they've done a great job of allowing me to spread who I am and how I play throughout the organization. Guys and the coaches have adapted to that. Good things are happening. I want us to be the best team in the league. Kevin, he's certainly taking me in the right direction.
David, I'm infatuated with this guy as you are. He does so much at such a young age. Man, the sky is the limit. And here is Turner, following the three-pointer by Derek White. And Walker throws it down hard.
When Jarris Walker stuffs it, we feel those bucks over here.
Outside Holiday. Got it. Good job in the low post. Holiday's got the lead up to 6 now for the Celtics.
If the defense lets him inside, he will not hesitate. He'll gladly drop that thing right in the cup.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Mathurin for 3. Buries it from three-point range. Mathurin's got 6.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
And he's got it all working for him tonight. Holiday's effort level and energy are off the charts.
Walker the pass to Halliburton. And a close game so far for the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime. And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. An exceptional performance from Drew Holiday.
Well, he left his mark on that first half with his quick hands. Great sense of timing to pile up the steals.
Not only does he have solid defensive instincts, he just plays extremely hard. And I know people might not realize this, but that is a skill, and it is very difficult for the opposition. It is a recipe for disaster.
They've got Horford. And it's Pritchard in at the point. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Pacers trail by 5. Shepard the pass to Toppin. Fouled in the act of shooting, gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
Hits his first attempt of the half. Not what you'd call suffocating deep on that possession.
The Pacers have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line. And RJ, the combination of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown winning a title together. That's something else.
There was some small talk going around about breaking them up. Good thing for the Celtic front office, they kept them both. In their first 7 seasons as a duo, they have 5 trips to the conference finals. That is a ridiculous run.
A shot by Nemhard, no good.
The defense just giving him the easy look there. He's not going to miss that.
Craig, good.
He can really stroke it from deep. You have to keep better tabs on him.
Here's Neesmith. And Neesmith with the slam.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Craig sets a screen. Fires away from outside. Pacers with the rebound. Here's Toppin. And then Toppin with the jam.
Assisted.
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space. Here's Pritchard. And the 3 off target. Indiana trailing here. Here's Shepard. That's in, coming off an assist from Bryant.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
Here's Pritchard. Nothing on the board. Lays it up off the glass. And the Celtics lead by 2.
Given the size disadvantage, you have to have a lot of confidence to take that shot.
And I like his belief in his game. Go at the taller defender, make him react to you.
The Celtics have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. The trade. It's rebounded by Neesmith. Pacers have gotten 4 of their first 5 second-half shots to fall. 80% since the break.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And all of a sudden, that man was just on the other end. Wow.
Pass to Hauser. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. It's not going to go for him.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
Tough to watch those miss. I'm sure they'll convert the next chance. You can't lose a shooter like him on the court. The ball will find its way to him, and he will drill a 3 each time.
Horford has a wide open look. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. And again, Indiana running the floor. There's a screen by Toppin. With some arc. The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play. And Greg, we know the Pacers have to improve defensively. But where do they start?
Candidly, Kevin, I feel like they're too soft. Giving up offensive rebounds, cheap fouls, they've got to be tougher mentally and physically, especially on the interior.
And really deep through that time. Pritchard's got 5 points so far.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
A nice shot by Neesmith. And the Pacers lead by 5.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
52 seconds left in the third. A shot by Pritchard, no good. Indiana's gone 6 of 12 from outside. A very nice 50% mark, shooting the 3 ball well. Neesmith finds Nemhard. There's the pick. Drills it from outside. And now it's an 8-point Indiana lead.
And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Well, I credit some of that to their communication out on the floor. They are attacking as a unit.
Craig, good.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than
the D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
Yeah, it's going to take better rim protection than that if they're going to climb out of this hole.
A shot by Pritchard, no good. Fast break, here comes Indiana. Shepard, that's good. Shepard's got the lead up to 9 now for Indiana.
Gets behind the D on the break, and the pass is there waiting for him.
And so it's the Indiana Pacers, ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
It's just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery.
A lot of times a spectacular pass is more impressive than a spectacular shot. This is one of those times.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. On the court right now for the Pacers, Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. The backcourt, Halliburton and Mathurin. And it's Walker in at the small forward position.
And with a good array of moves, Holiday can pull up for jumpers because he keeps defenders guessing.
A nice shot by Halliburton.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Porzingis, and the dunk by Porzingis.
The textbook positioning there for Porzingis. Once he's established it, he's gonna have the advantage and able to finish that one above the rim.
Here's Halliburton. Count that one. And the Pacers lead by 12.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Yeah, they're going to do a much better job of putting a little bit of pressure on him on his way to the hoop.
Takes the 3. The rebound by Jason Tatum. Tatum's got his 4th rebound in this one. Porzingis with a screen on Siakam. Here's Tatum. Good work defensively by Turner. Indiana leading by 12. Halliburton for 3. The rebound by the Celtics. Tatum's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Floats one up. Pass to Brown. Shot clock at 6. There's the lob to Brown. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
And that's something that should really get Brown going. Alley-oops like that, that really helped the momentum.
Poked away. Porzingis with the steal. Holiday with it. Mathurin picks him up. Here's White. Got a piece of it. And it's out of bounds. Let's see, they say last touch by Mathurin. Here's Brown. Walked again. White against Walker. Stolen by Holiday. And here comes the break. And here's Brown outside. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Holiday's got 3 assists in the game. Outside Mathurin. Pass to Walker. To the left wing. Walker with the screen for Siakam. Just 5 to shoot. Over Tatum. And the Pacers can't get it to go. Celtics trail by 7. Oh, Tatum in position.
I do not care what kind of game he is having. In these moments, Tatum is just different.
Halliburton with it. Picked up by Brown. And finished off by Walker.
Oh, big finish, emphatic.
He hangs on the rim just for good measure. Wow. Pass to Brown. With the drive and the dunk by Brown.
There you go, JB. I love his confidence. One of his strongest traits.
Turner with the screen for Halliburton. Out to Turner from past the arc. Rebounded by Tatum. Tatum's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Porzingis, great pass to set up the lay-in. And now just a 3-point Indiana lead.
Porzingis in these moments. He's always ready to shoulder the load offensively.
Halliburton finds Siakam. Back to Halliburton. Turner with a screen on Holiday. Here's Halliburton. At basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
Huge finish from Halliburton. From the moment he entered the league, Tyrese has been clutch.
Indiana ball.
And stolen by Tatum. There's the lob to Brown. Count it.
In the clutch, Brown is someone you rely on, and he knows how to find his team points in a hurry.
Here's Halliburton. Good.
And guys, there's just an air about Halliburton. He has such belief in his abilities, and eventually others start to believe.
The shot by Holiday, no good. And a wide open look for Halliburton. Rebounded by the Celtics. And the foul on Miles Turner. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
This could be a turning point.
Critical possession right here.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's White. Good. And he has brought them to within 2 points.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
What a huge play coming through when it matters most.
Here's Turner.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
If you want to be great, you have to have that killer instinct.
And foul on the shot. The coach's challenge has been issued.
Personal foul. Third team foul. At the line.
Now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
So he gets them both.
Clutch. Those free throws turn this into a one-possession ball game.
And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Drew Holiday. Third personal foul. Second team foul.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
Taking 2 shots.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 4-point ball game.
Cool, calm, and collected. Say that 3 times fast. He makes them all and puts this game away.
From outside, off the mark. So a close game sees Indiana take this one. A truly gutsy performance away from home.
It really was. And Kevin, when this one
Kelly Oubre out there with Joel Embiid. Then it's Maxey. Then it's Andre Drummond. And it's George in at the 2. And for the Celtics, Tatum is the 4 with Porzingis at center. The perimeter pairing, it's White and Brown. And it's Holiday in at the 1. If you like slow-paced basketball, you've come to the wrong place. These teams love to run.
Oh, they love to run. I mean, these teams score a great deal of transition baskets. They want to use their speed, their quickness, and attack the defense before it gets set.
Maxey surveys. Pass to Embiid. Back to Maxey. And there's a 3-second violation.
A 3-second violation. Celtic ball.
Boston on offense. Here's Tatum. Ooh, Tatum slams it home.
Tatum's athleticism as he drives, really impressive. I mean, just shredding the defense to pieces there.
Outside Maxey. Pass to Embiid. The 3-ball. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
And Grant, I know you played a part in Embiid's decision to join Team USA.
Yeah, B.A., I spent a lot of time talking to Joel Embiid and convincing him to play for us in the U.S. men's national team.
Now here's George. For 3, Maxey. And Philadelphia hits again from deep.
Zero hesitation. Maxey, great confidence in his mechanics and his work.
Outside Holiday. Pass to Tatum. There's the triple. Oh, drew the foul and almost hit the 3-point bucket. But he'll head to the line for 3.
Hey, nice work attracting the foul from deep. He'll shoot 3.
You have to avoid fouls like that. As a defender, challenge the three-point shooter, but run by him, not into him.
And he nails the 3rd. You know, Grant, in interviews, Jason Tatum often seems understated and soft-spoken. But that's just him, isn't it?
That's true, B.A. Tatum has a quiet confidence about him. He doesn't feel the need to be loud or act out. He lets his work on the court do all the talking for him.
Now here's Maxey. It's George on the wing. Shot clock at 3. Here's the 3. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Boston on offense. On the wing, Tatum. George defending. Tatum passes to Brown. Right side, Porzingis. The kick out to White. Right side, Brown. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Sixers ball.
Philadelphia has gone 2 for 3 from outside the arc. George against White. Embiid a screen on White. George for 3. Boston pulls it in. Now let's send it over to Allie LaForce, who was able to talk with Joe Mazzulla.
And the conversation quickly turned to Embiid. Coach said, we know he can be unstoppable, but we're hoping to slow him down just a little. Double teams might be a part of that, but I don't want to give away all of our tricks. So it sounds like Joel can expect a lot of defensive pressure tonight.
Okay, thank you, Allie. Here's Maxey, following the bucket by Boston. What a 22-23 season it was for Joel Embiid, named MVP with the Sixers, Clark.
Yeah, and that was Philly's first MVP since the answer. Allen Iverson back in 2001. Embiid led the league in scoring at over 33 a game on 55% shooting from the floor. Remarkable. Nobody could stop him. He was virtually unguardable. The big man throwing it down. Kristaps Porzingis. When you're 7'3", though, doesn't take much vertical to punch it home.
Now here's Maxey. Pass to Drummond.
Celtics foul.
Clark, the Sixers have been at least 10 games over 500 for 7 straight seasons now.
Yeah, and that's great to see after what was it called? The process that took them all the way to the very depths of the league to finally build themselves back into a consistent playoff team. And their fans certainly deserve good times for struggling through all of those bad times several years ago. You've got to be alert to where George is out on that perimeter because that jumper of his has become dangerous.
Holiday surveying the floor. To the wing on the left. For 3, Porzingis. Rebound by Philadelphia.
He had more than enough room to hit that. Just couldn't make it happen.
Maxey with it. Now guarded by White. Outside Maxey. 2 points. That one goes. Maxey's got 5 points.
That's where Maxey's at his best. He wants to get the ball inside.
On the wing, Tatum. George defending. Brown, a screen on George. There's Tatum with the 3. The rebound by Embiid. The Sixers lead by 5. Embiid, a screen on Holiday. Pass to Embiid. And then Embiid with the dunk.
And adding to this lead right now. Riding a wave of momentum.
Yeah, you get the sense that they're going to start stretching this lead out a little bit.
Now here's Brown. Yet to see a basket. On the take, Joel Embiid with the board. Embiid's got his 4th rebound in this one. Drummond, the screen on Holiday. Maxey passes to Drummond. Now Embiid. For 3, Maxey. No good. Would have counted had it gone. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. All right, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Philadelphia.
Well, they found a groove, and it's from distance, so knocking them down from the three-point land never hurts.
They've also displayed a real unselfishness as a team, moving the basketball well, sharing the rock, and giving everybody a chance to participate in the offense.
And the 76ers, looking at who they've got. They've got Tyrese Maxey, Kelly Oubre out there with Joel Embiid. Then there's Paul George, and it's Drummond in at the center position, locking down the middle. Tatum with it, guarded now by George. Tatum with a screen. Three-pointer goes up, three-pointer goes down for White.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Drummond, the screen on Holiday. Maxey, that's good.
When Maxey has the ball, you got to keep him from getting downhill, or he's just going to take those points.
From downtown, and it's Tatum missing. Oh, they get a hand on it. And Joe Mazzulla calls timeout here. He wants a few moments to regroup with his players.
Yeah, hoping to tap into something that'll get them quickly.
Yeah, and, you know, that's going to be the focus of this timeout. They need to come up with a spark to get the offense going.
Maxey against Holiday. Pass to Brown. Drummond, the screen on Holiday. Maxey passes to Drummond. Back to Maxey. Well, Clark, as we know, player comparison is a popular exercise among fans and analysts alike.
Yeah, I've never really ascribed to that, but in this day and age, I think it's even more unfair to do so because the game has changed tremendously. I mean, three-point attempts and scoring averages are way north, in large part because of the pace of play. So the game has changed, and that means when you're comparing players, it's a little harder to do in a fair manner.
And he gets that one.
And that's a backbreaker for the defense. I mean, offensive boards like that run momentum against you.
Well, you know, that's the way it's going to be for them today, fellas. Can't sustain any momentum.
It's good. Holiday's got his first bucket in this one.
So many different ways that Holiday can beat you because he's got great length and size for a guard, and that allows him not to be afraid to mix it up inside.
Now here's Holiday. Porzingis for 3. It's hauled in by Oubre. Drummond, the screen screen on Holiday. Oubre against Holiday. Embiid from outside. Oh, wow. Embiid from the parking lot.
And, you know, if you're the defense, you live with that from Embiid. He has range, but that was an absolute bomb he just dropped off.
One thing you can say about Boston, Grant, they know how to put a team together.
Yeah, the Celtics' consistency of winning is just impressive, both now and throughout their entire history. They are really the gold standard in this league, and it's mostly because of great draft picks and great trades.
When Maxey is clicking on all cylinders, he is a tough guy to slow down.
Well done on the glass. Gets himself in position where he can use his size.
Drummond with the screen. Maxey with it. Porzingis picks him up defensively. Embiid against Holiday. And Embiid fires it home.
Dropping the hammer. That's why Embiid looks to get deep inside position.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Hey, Brian, a key concept preached by Celtics head coach Joe Mazzulla and reiterated by Jaylen Brown, who says it's reading the game, realizing fast, but playing slow. We're the more talented team, he said. We have to be the smarter team as well. And when we do that, we're going to be tough to beat. Brian?
Well, they certainly have been, Allie. Thanks for that. That one drops for him.
And the defense has no one to blame but themselves. But they just let him get right to the rim.
And, you know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
And Tyrese Maxey gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game. 59 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Tatum, a screen on Drummond. Here's Porzingis. Okay, do it, KP.
Boy, that is grown man ammonia strength from Porzingis there. How can defenders stop that?
Holiday against Maxey. Great D that time from Porzingis. Celtics trail by 13. White for three. On target from range. White's got 8.
White that time feeling the separation, was able to shoot that shot with rhythm.
And this kind of selflessness is great to see. Textbook positioning to draw the charge.
Heads up action there. Reading the play and then beating him to the spot. Well done.
How about the bounce?
We can call that bounce per ounce. Can't be denied.
He's a highlight reel, always on the launch pad.
Knocks down the long J. 17 points in the game.
You got to get out on that if you're the defender. Maxey is very capable from behind. An athletic forward who dunks it with style. Showing off his dunking ability right there.
George against White. George left side. Pass to Drummond. Over Porzingis. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. And that concludes the first half. All right, good stuff, Allie. And we'll get back to the action at the start of the third quarter.
34. Fans, please direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot.
Well, for those just tuning in, thanks for being with us. Second half of this game still to play. Without question, Tyrese Maxey displaying all his skills today.
Well, if he's hit threes like he did in the first half, he's going to have a monster night.
Yeah, you know what? The defense is going to adjust. They'll be ready for him now, so I'm sure they talked a lot about how to slow him down.
We've got Al Horford. Peyton Pritchard is out there with Torrey Craig. And it's Shireman in at the shooting guard position. And that's the group for Joe Mazzulla as we begin the second half. So it's Philadelphia now, following the bucket by the Celtics. Outside Walker to the paint. Here's Bona, and that one is stuffed right through.
Outstanding distribution there. I mean, what impressive passing ability.
Despite Joel Embiid missing more than half of their games, Grant, the Sixers still won 47 games last season.
Yeah, B.A., and lots of credit goes to Tyrese Maxey, averaging over 26 points a game. Philadelphia also had some good depth, and that really helped.
And there's a pick. Right side, Walker. slam by Walker.
And after putting it down, he dangles from the rim a little.
Man, that's borderline taunting right there, Grant. They're playing with a certain swagger right now.
Well, you know what? You don't want to do too much to get an opponent riled up. You got to be mindful of that.
Here's Pritchard. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Lets a floater go. Up again. And it's Bono with a rebound. The Sixers lead by 8. It's a 3-on-3 fast break. Now here's Edwards. No points so far. Lowry outside. 6 to shoot. Gabaselli. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. And now a 10-point Philadelphia lead.
It's nice to see they're not settling for three-pointers. These guys are putting in the work inside.
And Pritchard, here we go. Outside Craig. He gets it in there.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Now here's Walker. It's Edwards on the wing. Lowry with it. Now Horford defending. The kick out to Walker. There's a screen. Late clock. The Sixers need to put one up here. Lowry outside. And they'll turn it over. Couldn't get the shot off. A shot clock violation.
Celtics ball.
Celtics trail by 8. Here's Pritchard. Three-pointer. He buries it from 3. Pritchard's got 6.
He's a go-to guy for them because he's that consistent. Time and time again, he delivers.
Here's Lowry. And Pritchard pulls it down.
Does not get much easier than that, but somehow he came up empty there.
Oh, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws now.
Everyone in the building saw the obvious contact.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
At the line for...
So he gets them both.
Productive trip to the line. He doesn't like to leave points on the table.
And it's Lowry with the ball for the Philadelphia 76ers. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. The kick out to Walker. Outside Edwards. Over Craig. The kick out to Walker. Puts up a 3. The rebound, Celtics. Lowry with a steal. Outside Walker. Launches it. There's a screen. Tries again. And the shot's good. Walker's got 4 points in the quarter. 56 seconds left in the third. Here's Pritchard. And a miss there on the triple. The Sixers lead by 5. Walker in the post. And the layup falls. He has 6.
In the NBA, you let anyone shoot inside 5 feet, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage.
Sixers foul.
And he'll take his 3rd and 4th free throws of the night.
And guys, the numbers don't lie. I mean, he was such a reliable presence at the free throw line all throughout last season.
At the line for...
He's off on the 2nd. Philadelphia's gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the 3rd. Outside Walker. And yep, it's good. Walker's got 8.
And the defense no factor, which is why he simply laid it in.
Here's Pritchard. He's guarded by Lowry. Here's Pritchard. He's got 9. Craig with a screen on Lowry. Outside Craig. That'll count. Oh, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so it's Philadelphia up by...
Who's ready for the
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth quarter. Philadelphia leading by 8. On the court for Philadelphia to start the fourth. Paul George out there with Tyrese Maxey. Then there's Kelly Oubre. Then it's Joel Embiid. And it's Drummond in at the 5, down low. Now here's Drummond. Kicks it to George. 4 on the clock. Outside Maxey. White against George. Goes up again. Outside Oubre. From deep. They get it back. Drummond. Embiid from outside. Here's Drummond.
Nice aggressive take that time by Drummond. Goes right into the defender to get the shot off and a foul.
And let's take a moment to get your take, guys, on the scoring so far for the 76ers.
Well, you know, throughout this game, they've shot the ball extremely well from downtown. Their shooters are getting open and letting it fly.
Yeah, something else I love that they're doing is driving into the lane and getting the shots they want in penetration. One way to beat good defense, use that double clutch.
Maxey passes to Drummond. Outside Maxey. Oh, that's his 8th make of the game. He's only missed 4 so far. Celtics trail by 9. Outside Holiday. Porzingis sets a screen. It's Holiday with a drive. Launches a 3. Porzingis misses. Philadelphia has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the fourth quarter. Screen by Embiid. Tatum with a steal. Fast break. Here come the Celtics. It's stolen by Oubre. Now Maxey. Lets it go from deep. And it goes. That makes him 9 for 13 now.
Yeah, he's in his bag from beyond the arc right now. You see his confidence.
Yeah, I'd be confident too. As a matter of fact, I mean,
Oh, some swagger from Tatum.
got to give credit to Tatum. I mean, adding strength over time, learning how to score through contact on the drive, all positive signs.
Pass to Embiid. Outside Maxey. Just 5 on the clock. Back to Embiid. And then Embiid with the dunk.
Selfless pass there from Maxey. Really able to handle the guard position quite well.
Three-pointer Holiday. Rebound by Philadelphia. Drummond's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Drummond to screen on Brown. For 3, George. The rebound, Celtics.
No wonder he's been off the mark. He's been hanging in the background, somewhat uninvolved tonight.
Philadelphia leading by 12.
2 minutes.
Pass to Embiid. Let's go with a 3. Yes, and it's George picking up the assist.
A focal point in this offense, Embiid has no hesitation shooting off the catch.
And so Holiday will bring it up for Boston. And Tyrese Maxey gets the whistle that time. That's his 3rd foul so far.
Personal foul. First team foul.
And there's 1:45 left in the fourth quarter here. Porzingis with a screen on Maxey. Holiday from long range. Drummond grabs the miss. Drummond's got his 8th rebound here tonight. George against Brown. The kick out to Maxey. Shot clock at 6. Oh, you can tell he's feeling it now. 10 of 14 from the field.
It looks like it'll be a big win for them here. Time to just cruise to the end of the game and chalk up the victory for the 76ers.
They were the more accurate club, and in the end, that made the difference, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., you have to love their strategy. And even more, you love the execution.
And even the opposing fans can't deny this was a sensational game for Tyrese Maxey.
We saw him get a lot of touches tonight, and he wasted very few of them. Really made himself the backbone of their offense. Yeah, they blocked out the noise, blocked out the distractions,
kept on grinding, and this is their reward. Boy, a fantastic performance. And I tell you something, I mean, you get roadkill, that's always a challenge in the NBA, no matter what, and they got it done.
Holiday against Maxey. George outside. Shoots over Tatum. Here's Embiid. Kicks it to George. 4-3. And Philadelphia hits again from deep.
And their strategy is obvious. Manufacture looks from outside the arc.
Well, you know, that's exactly their plan here in the fourth. Work to find space behind the arc and then bury some threes.
Fires from way outside. So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. All right, Allie, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Grant Hill, Allie LaForce.
It's the end. Look at the 76ers starting group. You got Joel Embiid actually out there with Paul George. Then there's Andre Drummond, and it's Oubre in at the 3 slot. And for the Pacers, Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. The backcourt, Halliburton and Mathurin. And it's Walker in at the small forward. Paul George with the steal. And these two teams are both aggressive, attacking in transition.
Well, you've got to play to your strengths, right? But really, the league in general is looking for early offense. These teams, no different. First points of the night, and you know this is going to be a battle of matchups.
What's going to be fascinating to watch is which matchups are they willing to go exploit.
And it's Mathurin missing. Now the 76ers with it. Puts up a 3. Embiid kicks to Maxey. Goes back up. Lock at 6. Back to Embiid. Embiid sets the pick for George. Fires for 3. With 1 on the clock. And the dunk by Embiid.
And talk about effort. Embiid staying with that one.
Siakam against Embiid. And that's a foul called on Kelly Oubre. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul.
First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Mathurin, good.
Yeah, there's no quitting this guy. He just gives you great effort, and he continues to give you great production.
And when you think back to that Sabonis-Halliburton trade, Doris, it really worked out for both teams.
It's rare, Kevin, that you can talk about a, quote, win-win for both sides. Most trades are a little bit harder to evaluate because they involve more moving pieces. This was a straight-up one-to-one swap of young stars and positional fits for each side.
Mathurin for 3. He can't get it to go. They get a hand on it. And so it looks like the 76ers will retain possession here. For Philadelphia, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Maxey passes to Drummond. Just 5 on the clock. George with the ball. Mathurin picks him up.
How about the defense of Pascal Siakam? This guy likes making it tough on the offensive player.
Lets it go with a 3. Tries again, and it's sent back by Turner. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Turner. The shot by George, wide open. Knocks down the 3 ball.
3.
Pacers trail by 5. Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Joel Embiid talks about leading his team. He said, I've been guarded so many different ways. I feel like I've seen everything, and I know how to attack everything. For me, it's all about how do I bring everyone along with me. You can't win alone. It's just about playing together, involving everybody. Kevin?
And you've got to involve everybody. All right, D.A., thanks.
Boy, a little bit of separation inside and taking advantage is Paul George.
Turner with a screen on Oubre. And a wide open look for Halliburton. Connects from 3-point range.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can count on him to continue missing.
That ties it up. And that's now 7 points for Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah, I'll tell you, there's a fluidity to that drive, but there's also a toughness to finish through contact.
You know, Doris, there's a notion that big men can take a little longer to develop. What have you seen from Miles Turner?
That he's turned himself into a complete basketball player, Kevin, and I think there were years because he was playing alongside another big that he was out of position. But he can shoot the basketball with range, he's got strength, and he's a tremendous shot blocker.
Now, here is Halliburton. He's got 7 and finished off by Halliburton.
Tyrese Halliburton saying, I'm not just a pure shooter, folks. I've got a little ups in my game.
Philadelphia's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Maxey against Halliburton. Here's Drummond. No one near Maxey as he lets it fly. A three-pointer is right on target. Maxey's got 5.
And you can see that backcourt just setting the tone for the entire team.
Here's Halliburton. Out to Turner. Three-pointer. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Well, you just love how Miles Turner goes right up with it, right? No hesitation, catch and shoot.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock in game. And there's Embiid. That's good on the assist by George. Embiid's got his second bucket of the game to go. And it's Halliburton penetrating. Rebound Andre Drummond. Now here is George. He has 5. Here's Drummond. Outside for George. Embiid wide open. And that one released in time, but no good. Tyrese Halliburton has been on display. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Pacers?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Boy, it's been a really pretty thing to watch, executing their game plan to perfection.
The backcourt, Halliburton and Mathurin. Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. And it's Walker in at the 3. So that's the group out there for Indiana. We know the 90s were a different era, Greg. Either win the game or win the fight. Remember that? Do you miss that physicality?
Well, I will say, Kevin, it made for some great stories, but I don't think we're missing much without all the extracurriculars. And I think we have a beautiful game now.
Maxey hits it from three-point range. 8 points for him.
A Hail Mary for some, but Maxey makes the long shot look easy.
Here's Halliburton. No one near Turner as he lets it go. That falls. Nice feed that time from Halliburton.
Well, for a big man, his stroke is just beautiful, and because of the height, it's so hard to challenge.
And slam dunk by Maxey.
Incredible, the lift off the floor, the creativity in the air. Highlight real effort there by Maxey.
It's Turner, high post. Working on Drummond. Siakam, good.
You know what? Didn't find a very good shot on that possession, but still able to get 2 points.
And what about the evolution of Tyrese Maxey? Greg, according to him, he's just getting started.
Well, Kevin, I'd have to agree. I mean, he's got some big shoes to fill with James Harden leaving, but each year this guy has just gotten better. And not only has he matched Harden's production in Philadelphia, I think he's exceeded it.
And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. Turner with a screen on George. Halliburton kicks to Turner. With the floater, he lays it in. Turner's got 6 in the quarter.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
And right now you love the chess match, right? The ability of each side to adjust to what the other is doing.
Now here's Embiid. Back to Maxey. Embiid sets the pick for Maxey. Clock at 4. Outside for George. Again, Philadelphia.
How about the boys under pressure? George's basketball IQ
is as good as it gets.
Embiid with the steal. Maxey looking it over. And the call will go against Benedict Mathurin.
Personal foul.
That's his first foul. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Drummond with a screen on Walker. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Personal foul.
The specter of injury seems to always loom over Paul George's career, Doris.
But Kevin, I think it's very hard for Paul George fans to take out of their mind completely that gruesome injury he suffered. But we've got to give this young man a ton of credit. He has managed his play and his health to a very high level and still one of the most gifted players this game has seen. Well, you have to understand how to score when you're in the paint and you are 6'5". Tyrese Halliburton, he knows the way.
Embiid sets the pick for Maxey. Embiid with it, picked up by Turner. Embiid kicks to Maxey. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That one drops for him. Maxey's got 7 now in this quarter.
And Maxey plays with so much energy. That time he wills that one in off the contact.
Here's Halliburton. Banked in off the glass.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, the Pacers obviously pushed the fast break. Tyrese Halliburton says the emphasis is getting outlets and running, playing fast. That's a good identity to have. It's a team that people want to play for, and it's a style you don't want to play against. You've got to be ready to play us. Kevin, the idea is for them to wear you down.
They fly, David. Baseline to baseline. They can really go.
And you do not want to be on the receiving end of that. Embiid throwing it down with some funk.
Here's Mathurin. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4. It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
Exactly, guys. The way it's seesawed back and forth, unbelievable.
Now, here's Maxey. He's got 12. And there's the foul. It'll go on Tyrese Halliburton. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's George. Embiid sets the pick for George. And it's Paul George with the finish.
And putting his explosive athleticism on full display there. George is capable of some highlight reel dunks.
Oubre, good.
Listen, even average three-point shooters are going to make that shot. Defense must be better.
Siakam, screen on George. Halliburton passes to Mathurin. Outside for Halliburton. Philadelphia grabs the miss.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
Here's Oubre, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. 76ers lead by 4. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Tyrese Halliburton has been sensational.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
And on the floor for Nick Nurse as we get into the second half. Edwards is out there with Yabusele. Then there's Lowry. Then it's Walker. And it's Bono in at the center position. On the Pacers' doors last season, trading for Pascal Siakam to complement this hungry team.
And Kevin, it's important in a couple of ways. First of all, he's a 2-time All-Star who's got a championship pedigree. The other part of this is Indiana is an equal opportunity offense, so they want to share the basketball. But Pascal brings individual playmaking and shot making, and sometimes that's a must-have in this league.
And so it's Indiana with it. Following the miss by Kyle Lowry. Stolen by Walker.
And really, that's why you don't want to go up into the air without a plan. Had no option of what to do with the ball.
And he goes in for the dunk.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
It's still close, though. These teams have been neck and neck. Let's see the response here.
Now here's Bryant. Still without a basket. They get it back. Clock is at 3. Here's Nemo. And the shot is good.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible. And boy, that's a terrific start right there.
Pacers trail by 4. And here is Toppin. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Here's Nesmith. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That's on Justin Edwards. And Doris, when you look at Aaron Nesmith, he is someone that has accepted readily more responsibility over time.
There's no question, Kevin, and what I love is he didn't let not playing early in his career affect his outlook. In fact, it almost added an edge and spurred him to incredible improvement. He's an excellent defensive player. He's worked hard to become a three-point shooter. It's somebody defenses must now account for from range. Love the work put in.
Now here's Edwards. There's the pick. The 76ers need to get off a shot. Here's Yabusele. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
Indiana's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Here's Nembhard, guarded by Walker. Here he goes. Nembhard's shot is good.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
Outside Lowry. Pass to Bona. Here's Yabusele. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the 76ers lead by 2.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
Nembhard. Yep, that one goes. Nembhard's got 8 here in the quarter.
Yeah, he shot the ball well enough to keep his team even. Let's see if together they can elevate past that.
Outside, Walker. Tries it from the top of the key. And it's Bryant with the rebound.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Toppin kicks to Bryant. Pass to Nesmith. Back to Bryant. For the lead, it's blocked. 1:10 left in the third quarter. They grab their own miss. The kick out to Walker. It's stolen by Shepard. Here's Toppin, and Toppin throws it down.
Well, the vertical of Obi Toppin on display rises up with ease.
Pass to Bona. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, the defender all over.
The 76ers shoot their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And Nick Nurse, Greg, the 26th head coach in 76ers franchise history.
And Kevin, known for his creativity and that outside-the-box thinking. I think it's a good fit with this forward-thinking front office.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. Siakam, good.
Yeah, that is tenacity from Pascal Siakam. He was simply undeterred.
Embiid sets the pick for Maxey. Seconds left in the third. Pass to Embiid. 6 on the shot clock. To the paint. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Assist goes to
Nice job from Embiid. The big man showing off his vision there.
Turner, and it's Turner finishing it off.
And those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Well, credit him for going for it, not settling, saying, I'm going to attack.
And at the close of the third. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate. And how about the setup this one?
How about the secondary playmaking you are getting? Great to have that from the shooting guard spot.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. The backcourt, Halliburton and Mathurin. And it's Walker in at the 3 spot. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Outside for George. Drummond with a screen on Walker. It's good, and there's a block called in the play. He'll get 1 free throw.
Once Paul George has the first couple go down, now he knows he's cooking, and it's going to be a long night.
And to look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Indiana.
They're still slashing and attacking the rim, and the defense yet to make the adjustment and keep the ball in front.
And the other thing, guys, that they've been very effective at is shooting the long-range jumpers. The defense has been having trouble closing out to them in this game in particular.
To take the lead. That's no good. That miss makes him 5 for 11 from the field. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. He makes his 10th basket of the night from the field. He has missed 2 shots from the floor.
We call that tough points from a tough guy, young Tyrese Halliburton.
The 76ers trail by 4. Here's Maxey. Good on the triple.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Well, you've got to earn trust and equity by making shots. Nice delivery there.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
Boy, and not just the aggression, the ability to get to the rim, but how about the finish with intention?
No good that time. Pacers leading by 3. Outside Mathurin. That's good. And it's Halliburton with the assist. Halliburton's got his 5th assist in this one. Walker against George. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Jarris Walker.
See, I don't think you can teach that. Paul George going right into contact. You love that aggressiveness.
And he can't hit the second.
Listen, they're still right in this thing. Missing that free throw, though, keeps this a 2-possession deficit.
On the wing, Mathurin. Covered by Oubre. Hits the 3-point bomb.
Well, a lot of confidence to Mathurin's game. That efficiency has to get better, but he is not shy.
Drummond sets the screen for George. Pass to Drummond. Kicks it out to Maxey. Second chance shot. Drummond finds Maxey. The tray. Good on the 3-point shot.
So poised in these situations. Love seeing Maxey rise to the occasion and knock that one down.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Here's Mathurin. There's 1:54 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Here's George. The rebound by Turner.
You try something like that, you better be sure to complete it.
And Halliburton with the basket on the assist from Mathurin. Halliburton's got 25 points in the game. Here's Maxey. Good D by Siakam. And so it's Halliburton who brings up the ball for Indiana. 6-point game. Siakam passes to Halliburton. Siakam a screen on Embiid. Halliburton kicks to Walker. the steal.
Every second counts now. They can't wait around.
This is the very definition of desperation time. You've got to score every trip.
Here's Drummond. Yes!
Oh, Andre Drummond in a big moment with a big bucket. Yes, sir.
Here's Halliburton. Kicks it out to Siakam. Halliburton sets the pick for Siakam. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And here we go. A coach's challenge has been initiated. We'll have to now review the personal foul in question.
Pascal Siakam. The play will be reviewed under NBA rules. There will be 2 minutes to review the play.
The original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to review it. With double-checking, and the game continues on.
The Pacers making a change here. Neesmith is checked in.
Well, you like when a guy calmly steps up, knocks down the free throws, exactly what you want.
Here's Maxey. Offensive rebound.
And there is no back down in Joel Embiid. He is ready to rise to the occasion in the big moment.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. And a wide open look for Siakam. That 3 off the mark.
And looking for a very quick shot here.
You've got to run a play that's a quick strike. You've got to immediately foul after that.
George.
So much riding on that shot. What a bucket.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
It's the first. That makes it a 3-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's a 4-point ball game.
That ought to do it. I think any chance for a miracle comeback just went out the window with those 3. And slams it home and gets some camera time on the end of it.
He did. He spent a while up on that rim, didn't he? And they stopped the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game. And Philadelphia calls time here. They're trailing by 4. And let's get your take, guys. What's the strategy?
No time to waste here. Quick bucket and a foul.
Everybody has got to be in the exact perfect position defensively, and execution has got to be on point.
Here's Embiid. Misses. So a close game sees Indiana take this one. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah.
Greetings, folks. Looking at the starting five for Boston. The core of this team, Brown and Tatum in the front court. Holiday at the 1 with White at the 2. And it's Porzingis in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for Indiana, Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. Halliburton runs point with Mathurin flanking him. And it's Walker in at the small forward. Well, if you like scoring, we've got you covered.
Yes, we do. Two high-powered offenses, and they're not just talented, they're relentless.
Tatum from long range. Kick out to Brown. From deep three-point land. That won't go. Misses his first shot of the game. And here's Halliburton. He'll bring it up for the Pacers. Pass to Walker. And out of bounds. The Celtics will take it. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Just a bit ago, Rick Carlisle and I were able to chat. We discussed Jaylen Brown and what makes him such a hard player to defend, and Coach said to me, Jaylen is a freak athlete and has become a really good shooter over time too. We can't give him clean looks, and we have to guard him closely. Let's see if the defense is up to the task.
And Allie, thanks. Now here's Halliburton. Mathurin, a screen on Holiday. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Here's Halliburton. Some solid defense from Holiday. For Boston, they've gone 0 for 3 from the floor to begin this one. Stan, you look at the Celtics, as high-powered as they come offensively.
No question, Brian. They can space the floor at every position, and any one of their starters is able to give you 20 on a given night.
Just money from the line. Tatum knows the importance of making free throws.
Well, there's no question. Pascal Siakam has raised the ceiling of this Pacers team.
Yeah, absolutely. He complements Halliburton's up-tempo style very well. And defensively, he shores things up with his ability to guard 1 through 5. And I'll tell you, Mathurin's passing game has a solid foundation. Now, hopefully, it continues to grow here. Anything you can do, I can do better. That one felt a little personal right there.
Well, and as a fan of the game, you have to love these back and forth moments.
Now here's Siakam. Halliburton, the pass to Walker. He takes it in. And the jam by Walker.
Nice slam by the big man Walker, making his presence felt there inside.
Here's Brown. The kick to Tatum. Porzingis with a screen on Walker. Here's Tatum. And finished off by Tatum.
The reverse slam, that was sweet.
Ah, the finesse on full display. White with the steal. Holiday from long range. Indiana with a rebound.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Turner. And then Turner with the dunk.
Too easy for Turner. The defense has to put up more of a fight around the rim.
Celtics trail by 3. Outside Porzingis. Oh, and Turner with a block. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Turner. And we're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. There's the 3. The shot by Holiday, no good.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Pass to Turner, beyond the arc. He's off on that one. Boston has gone 1 for 5 from three-point range. A cold start.
The athletic swing man. I love whenever Tatum goes up with force off the drive.
Halliburton outside. The kick out to Walker. To the right side. Halliburton outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Siakam outside. The 3. Porzingis grabs the board. Porzingis has got 4 rebounds now. Holiday against Halliburton. Pass to White. Shot on the wing. Walker pulls down the board.
Well, the analytics don't like it, but if the defense is giving it up, I like that shot selection despite the
With the defense trying to protect protect the interior, he pulls at the arc and drains it.
Now here's Holiday. Porzingis with a screen on Halliburton. Holiday from long range. Another miss. He's 1 for 4 from the field. Here's Matherin. Oh, a rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Yeah, this is how impactful Matherin can be in close. He loves jamming it home.
The shot by Holiday, no good.
Something's off about him this quarter.
Yeah, and sometimes guys just start pressing. The best thing for him is to just slow it down and concentrate on solid shot selection.
They're really settling into a nice rhythm now, starting to gain the upper hand.
Yeah, you're seeing their offense in a flow. Now it's time for their defense to turn up the heat a little more.
Yeah, in the paint, Holiday's agility makes him tough to contain. He just needs a little space to go to work.
Here's Halliburton. And the layup is good off the glass. Halliburton's got 6.
Getting enough shots in close to play inside out.
5 ticks left to play in the first quarter. Holiday from long range. And so it's Indiana finishing the quarter with an 8-point lead. Their defensive effort. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter of action so far. All right, let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Pacers so far, guys.
Oh, what I love was that first quarter was all about leaking out and capitalizing in transition.
Yeah, they gave the other team no time to breathe. Every time they got the ball, they were off to the races. And you see how effective this aggressive mindset can be.
So the Celtics 5 right now. The 2 Jays, Brown at the 3 and Tatum at the 4. Holiday at the 1 with White at the 2. And it's Porzingis in at the 5. And the Pacers started last season all offense, Grant, but even they knew that would not be sustainable.
Yeah, Coach Carlisle prodded them to at least get to average on the defensive end. And there's no question they have the tools to do it.
Well, you can tell he thinks he should have had that one. Even harder on him when he's got a good look like that and it doesn't go down.
The drive by Holiday. Count it. Good. He's got 7.
Boy, I'll tell you, when Holiday shifts gears, he quickly leaves people behind.
Outside Walker. Pass to Turner. Fires for 3. Nails it from 3.
Well, so many bigs excel from three-point range these days, and he's right up there with the best of them.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Jaylen Brown is playing with so much confidence. He said, quote, "I feel like I'm a different player. My body has changed. Athletically, I'm entering my prime. I'm more aware on defense and offense. I feel like on both sides of the ball, I'm playing the best basketball of my life."
Well, it shows, Allie, for sure. Up top, Turner. Defended by Porzingis. 6 on the shot clock. Siakam finds Halliburton. Siakam with a screen on Holiday. Halliburton, no good.
I don't know what happened there. About as easy an attempt as you could possibly ask for.
Here's Brown. Deflected.
Yeah, using his long wingspan, Walker could become a serious defensive menace.
Indiana leading by 6. Here's Turner. He has 7. Matherin passes to Turner. And again, it's Indiana with a 3. And a breakdown here, guys, of the hustle stats for Indiana.
Wow, those early blocks are key. They are intimidating their opponents and making them hesitant.
Another area where they've excelled has been pushing it on the break. They're really getting after it.
Walker passes to Siakam. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. And so it's Brown with it. He brings it up for the Boston Celtics. They trail by 9. And you look at Jaylen Brown, Grant. Not many wings have the strength he has.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown could dunk over a brick wall. And he could dunk through a brick wall, too. This is so hard to move him off his path when he's on his way to the rim.
Yeah, it took just enough off of it for the floater.
Holiday looking for an opening. Drains the triple. Holiday's got 7 points for the quarter.
Terrific night for Holiday so far. And I have to pin it on his energy. He's given this game all he's got.
Here's Turner. And then Turner with the dunk.
Oh, got the defensive effort they need to cut into the lead.
Boy, good call. You have to at least try to protect the rim.
Yeah, I'd consider calling timeout right away after that one. The defense has to be better there.
And the basket by Holiday. Holiday's got 14. Indiana leading by 8. Right side Matherin. Outside for Halliburton. It's stolen by Holiday. Fast break. Here come the Celtics. Jason Tatum! Go up and get it!
What a pass and what a slam. Tatum finishing off a pretty alley-oop.
Down low is Matherin. Oh, a nice one-handed slam right there.
Oh, nice one-handed jam there, B.A.
Hey, little exclamation point. White for 3. Indiana with a rebound. Siakam's got rebound number 5 here tonight. He got him. No doubt that's a foul. And it's going to be a transition take foul. And one thing that Siakam has always had a knack for, Grant, cutting to the rim and finishing plays.
Yeah, he plays so well when he has space to move. He's just great off the ball, and that fits with any team. His ability to convert at the rim makes his cuts that much better.
Pass to Turner. Halliburton, a screen on Porzingis. Here's Turner. Boston pulls it in. Porzingis has got 8 rebounds in the game. To the inside. KP wrecks the rim.
Even after that serious knee injury, Porzingis with the spring to flush it.
Here's Matherin. Pass to Turner. Back to Matherin. It'll count. No good on the buzzer beater. And so it's Miles Turner making highlights for Indiana. Thanks, Allie. After the break, we'll see you right back here to begin quarter number 3. And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. What a game we're seeing from Drew Holiday.
Can they come up with an answer for him coming out of the half? They have to change something defensively.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
They've got Shepard. Aaron Nesmith is out there with Obi Toppin. Then there's Andrew Nembhard. And it's Bryant in at the center, locking down the middle. That's the 5 for the Pacers. Bryant, Toppin right side. Back to Bryant. Lets the 3 fly. Nails it from beyond the arc. Bryant's got himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Horford into the lane. Pass to Craig. For 3. Offensive board. Horford outside. From outside the arc. And Bryant pulls it down.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes. Woo-hoo, just great work cashing in on the fast break.
Well, converting on those transition opportunities is just so important.
And there's the call on Al Horford. That's his first foul of the game. Pacers leading by 9. And he drives in. Nembhard outside. Well, Grant, when the money's on the line, the mid-range is still a big part of the elite player's game.
You're right, B.A. And really, it comes down to touch, obviously. And size certainly helps. And then the savvy and balance to create that space.
Oh, got that bucket in no time at all.
That right there, that's the kind of look this system is designed to create.
Pass to Nesmith. From behind the arc. Boston with a rebound.
Finding space on the perimeter, but he couldn't capitalize.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Brian, the Pacers love to push it up. Tyrese Halliburton said it's our biggest strength. Teams don't want to run with us. They know when you play us, have your track shoes ready, especially if you're coming off of a back-to-back or you have a packed schedule. You do not want to see us. Brian, they have their identity.
doubt about that, and it starts with him. Just under 2.5 minutes into this third quarter now. Toppin outside. Pass to Shepard. On the wing, Nembhard. Shot clock at 5. From the arc. Horford pulls it in. Celtics trail by 9. Here's Shireman. The three is up. And Bryant pulls it down. Indiana's gone 2 of 6 from downtown here in the second half. And that'll be Indiana's ball as it goes out of bounds. Pacers able to keep the possession. We've got 1:55 left in the third. Pass to Nesmith. Takes a 3. Doesn't go for him. The Celtics have gotten only 2 of 7 shots to go in the third quarter. Offensive rebound. Indiana leading by 9. Inside, here's Shepard. Takes the assist and lays it in. Nice setup.
Great use of the bounce pass there. You gotta love that.
The Celtics shooting only 36% so far in this game. Here's Horford. Excellent D there from Bryant.
Not really what we expected. You know he wants that one back.
Count it. Celtics trail by 13. Here's Pritchard. Again, the miss by Boston. Indiana on offense. They're on a 12-3 run. Here's Nembhard. Ooh, lands soft on the front of the rim and drops in. Nembhard's got 5 points.
Their offense has been unstoppable, just firing on all cylinders.
Well, clearly the defense has had no answer for them. Might be time to try something different.
He's never going to pass up that shot. The defense giving him way too much room.
Here's Nesmith. And he banks in the layup.
Like a matador. Olay! There was no defense. That has to be one of the easier shots I've seen tonight.
An unorganized defense like that is not going to help them close this deficit.
Off target from 3-point range.
And you never want to give a shooter like him a clean look.
Great open look there. He's got 5.
Yeah, way back when I started coaching, you never wanted a three-pointer on a fast break. Now, it's the shot teams are looking for.
Another 3 for Indiana.
And since the halftime break, their offense has just been on another level.
Well, the coaching staff made some adjustments for the second half, and they've come out with focus and execution.
Here's Shireman. Ooh, great D on that shot, and it's off the mark. And so it's Indiana ending the quarter with a 20-point edge. They've done. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'll tell you what, this was a no-brainer tonight. Take a look at the precision on this feed. Couldn't place it any better.
Yeah, that's high-level playmaking. He makes it look easy, but it's not.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And a look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the fourth quarter. Holiday at the 1 with White at the 2. The core of this team, Brown and Tatum in the front court. And it's Porzingis in at the 5. Here's Turner, and then Turner with the dunk.
And you really want more of this from Turner. We all know how dangerous he is once he finds his rhythm.
Halliburton, the pass to Turner. That's good. And Halliburton gets the assist. Halliburton's got 6 assists in the game. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for Indiana.
Well, they've shown just outstanding effort defensively, and it's resulted in several forced turnovers.
Yeah, they've also done a great job of running. Attacking when they get the chance, always a great idea.
Mathurin against Tatum. Siakam for 3. Tatum pulls it in. And for Boston, they're shooting just 35% from the floor. Out of bounds, it'll be Indiana's ball.
Well, look, plays like that are exactly why they find themselves in such a deep hole.
Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Halliburton looking for an opening. Siakam outside. Sinks the tray.
They are unconscious from outside. And so far, the defense has had no answer.
Look, when the three is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
Porzingis with a screen on Matherin. White, the pass to Porzingis. Oh, stolen by Turner. Oh, deflected. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Holiday.
He was all over that pass. That's a cautionary tale.
Yeah, and you know they're tracking the tips and deflections because that tells you who's affecting the game.
And the basket by Halliburton.
And I appreciate how confident Halliburton is. For a guard, he handles himself well and deep.
Holiday against Halliburton to stop the run. And Holiday powers it home.
Well, sometimes you need more than just your stars, though. They've got to run something to get the other guys good looks.
There's Tatum with the three. Kept alive by Boston. Porzingis with a screen on Matherin. Tatum can't hit.
I know that he has the ability and confidence to sink that shot, but better luck next time, maybe.
Yeah, it's one of those heat check shots, and heat check is a synonym for bad shot.
And the call will be against Derek White. That's his first foul.
It's just a bad foul. Gotta be smarter than this.
Holiday against Halliburton. Clock at 6. Now here's Matherin. The D's right on him. Walker. He hits it just before the shot clock expires. And there's a bevy of young talent in the NBA right now. Who are you most excited to see grow into a star, Stan?
Well, what I'm really excited about, Brian, is to see which of these young talents becomes true stars, transformative guys. Certainly Chet Holmgren and Wembanyama have already had this great rivalry. Scotty Barnes has become the next big point guard. We see Anthony Edwards, Paolo Banchero. There's a lot of guys that could be the guy, and it'll be fun to find out who actually develops into that play.
As the torch is passed, who's going to take the mantle?
And when he was younger, Tatum would often try to do it all himself, but now he wants to keep everybody involved.
Here's Siakam. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. Siakam's got 5 points now this quarter. And so it's Holiday who brings up the ball for Boston.
Well, the scoreboard tells you everything you need to know about this one. A great showing here for the Pacers.
And you don't usually see this kind of blowout, but tonight they delivered the punishment.
I mean, what's so impressive is they never wavered in their approach. They just kept at it and showed they were without a doubt the better team.
And one player just stole the show tonight, doing everything for his team. A monster night from Miles Turner.
He didn't miss out on much of the action tonight. He was magnetized to the ball and did everything he could to contribute for his team on both ends of the floor.
I like the unselfish approach from Brown there, willing to give it up to his open teammates.
Halliburton for three. Porzingis grabs the board. Boston on offense. And Holiday powers it home.
One positive takeaway, at least they're finally showing signs of life out there.
Yeah, a loss stings a little less if you at least feel like you put up a fight, but only a little less.
Halliburton, the pass to Matherin. Fires the three. They get it again. Turner fires from deep. And Matherin gets it to go on the assist by Turner.
And this is what you want to do when you've got a big lead. You must stay aggressive.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every...
Allie, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.
Boston. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. The small and power forwards, the star pair of Brown and Tatum. And it's Porzingis in at center. And for the 76ers, they've got Paul George, Joel Embiid out there with Oubre. Then there's Andre Drummond, and it's Maxey in at the 1 spot. And Greg, we were talking Jaylen Brown making the 2023 All-NBA second team. That was big for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, Kevin, it made Jaylen eligible for the Supermax, signing for that 5-year extension in July of 23. At the time, the largest contract in NBA history. That last three must have bothered George a little bit. He goes to the arc with a purpose and fires off his answer.
The kick out to Tatum. Brown with the screen on George. Tatum against George. Shot clock at 5. Tatum's shot is off. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. With the step back. Pass to Embiid. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. That one is on Holiday.
And you know, guys, with Embiid on the floor, it's not just about his individual play. He changes everything for everyone on that team. That's how dominant he is. It's not just statistics. His presence alone propels him.
Now, he's perfectly comfortable doing work at the line.
The shot by Holiday, no good. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Pass to Embiid. Outside for George. Embiid sets the pick for George. And the dunk by Embiid.
The perfect roll. Joel Embiid can pop out and shoot, cut, make the extra passes. Really anything in that set.
They need this. The shot by Holiday, no good. Oh, he really broke up that transition opportunity. Looks like it'll be a transition take foul. This team has handed a lot of responsibility to Tyrese Maxey, but Greg, he's lived up to it.
And has grown very well into his role with the team. Shown that he can be a scorer all over the floor. Amazing to think how far he's come in such a short amount of time.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Outside Holiday. From the arc. Sinks the triple. Holiday's got 6.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, I was able to talk with Nick Nurse for a minute. Now, of course, I asked Coach what his plan was about defending Jason Tatum, and he said, I told our guys just to play smart, to play up on him, but not get baited into fouls, and try to get a hand in his face. Now, that's a difficult challenge for any defense, so we'll see what happens tonight. Guys?
Okay, David, much appreciated. George dishes to Drummond. Outside for George. Embiid sets the pick for George. Buries the long-range jumper. George has got his second basket of the game.
And what a smooth three-point shot. George has worked hard to develop that stroke.
Porzingis with a screen on Maxey. Holiday, the pass to Tatum. And yep, highly propped after rolling around the rim.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
Here's Maxey. Off target with his 3. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. They trail by 1. Plays it up and banks it in. 6 points for him.
Once the fast break is rolling, they know who to go to. Tatum can be trusted to find the finish.
Drummond sets the screen for George. There's 57 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Outside, Porzingis. White against George. Beyond the arc. Connects from three-point range.
No, he's just ridiculous. He is just an absolute surgeon when he has the ball. This man is surgical. There is no way to slow him down when he wants to score.
To the middle. Here's Drummond. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Aggressive defense. The battle with Drummond inside is a collision waiting to happen.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. A shot by Holiday. Nobody around. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
And from three-point range, guys, he has hit the ground running in the first quarter.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Tyrese Maxey. That is his first foul of the game. Now here is Holiday. He's got 9. Buries it down low. Holiday's got 11 points.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
George, that's a two-pointer. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's the Boston Celtics heading to the bench. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Celtics.
Well, so far, their long-range shooting has been the story, doing damage from deep.
And you can't turn it over against this team. That's a recipe for disaster, and we're seeing the results of that.
They've got Embiid. Paul George is out there with Tyrese Maxey. Then there's Kelly Oubre. And it's Drummond in at the 5 down low. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. You know, a trend that's been unmistakable, Greg, over the last few decades has been the number of positionless players.
Yeah, and I think that's a great thing, right? So many players now with diversity in their skill set, and there's no need to commit a player to a certain role just based on their size.
Tatum with a screen on Oubre. Oh, whoa! Tatum capping off the alley-oop.
Terrific lob, and Tatum takes care of the rest. This is how it's done. Those passes dunk themselves.
Outside for George. Shoots over White. No good there off the double clutch.
Not that time, but that's a shot that he's going to make more oftentimes than not.
Three-pointer. It's Drummond with the rebound.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Drummond sets the screen for George. At the elbow, it's Drummond. Drummond with a screen on Brown. 5 on the clock. Embiid with it. Picked up by Brown. Stolen by Tatum. And Tatum with a clear path to the hoop. Oh, he jams it right over Kelly Oubre. Wow!
The two-way game of Tatum is just special.
And while Embiid was on record praising the importance of continuity, I don't know that, Richard, the 76ers front office felt the same way.
Oh, yeah. What you say out loud versus your actions can be very, very different in this game. When you have a chance to go big game hunting, you do. The goal was to bring in some help for Embiid and Maxey, and they accomplished it. Tatum's become very good at finding high percentage shots, driving hard, not just settling for jumpers.
And we will have a timeout called by Nick Nurse. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. Embiid sets the pick for George. To halt the run. Pass to Embiid. Kicks it out to Maxey. That's in, coming off the assist from Embiid.
Now that's confidence right there. This is when you know Maxey is feeling it.
And here's Porzingis. He's covered by Maxey. That one goes. Count it.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
This is when good players really get after it. He can sense that they're reeling, and he's going to put his foot on the pedal.
George sets a screen for Embiid. Embiid is a monster in the lane. Wow.
A gifted interior scorer. When Embiid establishes himself down there, he is almost automatic.
Outside, Porzingis hits it from three-point range. Porzingis has got 5 points in the quarter.
Give them credit. Offensively, they've been the more efficient team.
Yeah, coach has to be thrilled. You can draw on all the X's and O's you want, but guys have to go out there and execute with enthusiasm.
Here's Embiid slashing inside, and the shot goes down. Embiid's got 8.
You see that? That's called mobility, people. Embiid just moves with such effortless fluidity when he's attacking the cup. It's crazy.
Holiday against Maxey. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Richard, the Celtics have been among the NBA's elites for quite a while now.
Well, they've been a title contender every year for almost a decade now. Even with several coaching changes over that time, they've been the model of consistency.
The 76ers trail by 15. And George, here we go. And it's George finishing it off.
And this is George at his best, taking it at the defense, playing downhill.
Embiid with the screen on Holiday. Pass to Embiid. Back to George. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It goes on Jason Tatum.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Yeah, once he poked it away, you knew what was on his mind.
And it doesn't even matter that he's surrounded on that possession. He's got the size to pull those boards down anyway.
It's good. Nice touch there from Maxey.
What an adjustment by Maxey. That will be available.
Here's White. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Holiday's got 4 assists in the game.
Yeah, he's shown terrific control of the pace and the rhythm of this offense.
He's locked in with his teammates right now, setting guys up in perfect position.
And here's Embiid. 8 points for him. Rebound, Boston. Tatum's got 4 rebounds now tonight. White against George. Fires the 3. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
For 3.
Now Maxey. With 1 on the clock. Rim rocker, Joel Embiid.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. And so it's Boston. Looking at him. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
28. The Celtics, 41.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. An exceptional performance from Drew Holiday.
And the way that he has helped out with the ball movement has been a difference maker early on.
And it's a role we don't always see him in, but he's done a great job tonight getting the rest of his team involved.
Starting off the second half, here's Joe Mazzulla's 5. Horford is out there with Torrey Craig. And it's Hauser in at the small forward position. Craig against Lowry. There's the drive.
Oh, great feed by Lowry. He'd rather pick up an assist than score a bucket.
Celtics leading by 14. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla has talked about the 2 J's, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. He says they've been lumped together because they play a similar position, but they don't have to be similar. They've got to be able to express who they are and not constantly be compared to each other. They're not the same. Kevin?
Back, David, remember a couple of years ago, there was some thought that maybe one would be traded. I'm glad they're still together. Craig sets a screen. A shot by Pritchard, no good.
Good job by the D to stay with him and make that a tough 3.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
Yeah, that's nice execution, running with purpose and creating an easy scoring opportunity off the break.
And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead.
I'll tell you what, he came out of that locker room raring to go.
GA, these Boston Celtics are unquestionably a top-tier offensive unit.
Stupendous shooting, excellent instincts with the ball. Yeah, they are a model offense in many ways, making it tough for many teams to keep up with it.
Here's Horford, and it's blocked. Horford's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over.
Those are the turnovers that have coaches pulling their hair out. Why do you think I'm bald?
The 76ers trail by 9. They set the pick, and a wide open look for Walker. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
Well, they're getting stops, and they're attacking on the offensive end.
Oh, the momentum seems to be running in their favor. They're close to taking the lead.
Here's Hauser. Edwards defending. Horford. And a dunk by Horford.
And dropping the sledgehammer there. He curbs a 10-0 run by the Sixers.
Outside, Walker. Outside for Lowry. Shot clock at 6. Philadelphia needs to get a shot off.
The adjustments they've made offensively, they're putting guys in a position now to succeed.
But it took them a little while to get there. Just goes to show as long as you persevere, you'll figure your way out.
Pass to Sharman. Floats it up for Horford. And now Philadelphia on the break. Here's Edwards. Outside for Lowry. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Now just a 3-point Boston lead. And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. He wants to talk to his guys. Boston's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Craig with a screen on Lowry. And another miss by Boston.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Here's Walker. And Shireman pulls it down. Celtics leading by 3. Horford sets a screen for Craig. And a miss there on the triple. And the 76ers with possession. Some momentum with the 15-2 run underway.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long? A floater. Pritchard gets the bucket. Pritchard's got 5 points now in the quarter. Philadelphia's gotten going here in the second half from outside, nailing 3 of 4 from the arc. Inside, deflects the pass. The kick out to Walker. Outside, Edwards. To the middle. Here's Bona. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Bona's got 6 points.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Here's Pritchard. And the 3 off target. Now the 76ers with it. They're on a 19-4 run. And here's Edwards from the arc. Offensive rebound. He gets it up. The shot, no good. And as we finish the third quarter, it's still close. Both teams trading baskets. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
That wasn't a better pass in the game, almost like he had a sixth sense.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. We've got Oubre, Tyrese Maxey out there with Paul George. Then it's Joel Embiid, and it's Drummond in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the group in the game for the 76ers.
And that's 280 pounds crashing the glass. Drummond bullying his way there on that second chance bucket.
The 76ers lead. George kicks to Maxey. And the foul on Drew Holiday. And that'll be his third foul so far.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
From deep, George. That's another one for him. His fifth in just 7 shots.
And we know George can score from all 3 levels, which is why he's capable of catching fire.
Outside Holiday. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Drummond's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's George. And it's George finishing it off.
My goodness, that move was just nasty.
Celtics trail by 6. Holiday with the 3. Boston again missing.
That is not a guy you want to allow open looks from Rain. Lucky for the defense, he just couldn't get it to go.
George against Brown. Embiid with it. Kicks it out to Maxey. 4 on the clock. Back to Embiid. Nice move. And Embiid throws it down.
And they've done some nice work as we've come down the stretch here in the final quarter. Building out this lead brick by brick. They have taken a very methodical approach.
But sometimes it's more about what the defense is doing on that possession. They were all over him on the perimeter.
Embiid dishes to George. Embiid with the screen on White. And George kicks to Embiid. The shot's good on the assist by George. And now it's an 11-point 76ers lead. And slam dunk by Tatum.
And powering it home. He ends a 12-0 run by Philadelphia.
George looking over the floor. Pass to Embiid. And that's a foul called on Porzingis. That is his first foul of the game.
His first personal foul. Second team foul.
It's George on the wing. White covering. Embiid with the screen on White. George, no good. Celtics trail by 9. Tatum with it. Now defended by Oubre. The flush by Tatum.
What muscle on that finish. It's hard trying to prevent Tatum from converting.
Outside, George sinks the three-pointer. George has got a pair of threes here in the 4th quarter for the 76ers.
The man has no heart, and that's poor defense for a team that has a long way to catch up.
Effort like this makes you wonder if they've really packed it in for the game, ready to go into the next. Gotta at least show a little heart out here.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
Now look, from the moment he stepped into this league, Jason Tatum has been a difference maker. Every team in the league is looking for guys like him. Long, athletic, and most importantly, winning.
Hands it from downtown. George has got 11 points in the quarter.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
In the modern NBA, you have to hit threes to win games, and they've made that adjustment since the break.
White against George. It's hauled in by Porzingis. Porzingis has got 4 rebounds now tonight.
76ers foul.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the 76ers.
They're moving the ball around so well, guys. Quick passes, letting the next guy do the work if you don't have a look.
And they've also been steady from the three-point line and doing a good job creating room for their shooters and then converting.
A disappointing trip to the line there. Even though it was just one miss, now is not the time to be missing those.
George passes to Drummond. Outside for George. 5 to shoot. There's the 3. They get it back. And it's Drummond with the jam.
Once Drummond gets the ball there, you can kiss it goodbye.
Holiday finds Brown. Fires from deep. Rebound by the 76ers. Guys, you've got to think a basket here would seal it.
No question. That would be all she wrote.
George against White. Here's George. Embiid with the screen on White. To the paint. And Embiid throws it down.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
And that score probably slams the door for any would-be comebacks. And look, they put this one to bed.
So it's the 76ers winning this one easy. Thank you for that, David. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. So for our report.
flanking him. Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. And it's Walker in at the small forward position. And for Philadelphia, Andre Drummond is out there with Joel Embiid. Then there's Paul George. Then there's Kelly Oubre. And it's Maxey in at the point.
Yeah, you know, George really enjoys being in the air. I mean, this guy has great body control and bounce, and his slams at times can be absolutely sick.
What a finish. I mean, he just took over himself.
What a show of power right there from the point guard. Man, sweet.
And you know, guys, when your point guard is making explosive plays at the rim, I really do think it sets the tone for the rest of the team.
So it's Philadelphia now. The Pacers making their last shot. Kept alive. Here's Drummond. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D.
You know, I would venture to say if you didn't run one play for Drummond all night, he still could score in double digits. He is an incredible offensive rebounder.
Better be on your game tonight, Clark. These teams like to go, go, go.
Exciting for us and the fans, BA, but exhausting for the defenses. I mean, it should be a high-scoring affair, up-tempo, windshield wiper quality. Expect a lot of substitutions to keep things fresh. The focal point in this offense, Embiid has no hesitation shooting off the catch.
Outside for Halliburton. Drives to the hoop. Good on the shot. Halliburton's gotten his second bucket of the game.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
He almost brought the basket down on top of himself.
Oh, there's hang time, and then there's a time to hang.
Well, you got to make that moment last. Enjoy it for as long as you can.
Siakam, the pass to Halliburton. Siakam with a screen on George. On the wing, Mathurin. That three's off the mark. The 76ers have gone 4 of 5 so far. Looking sharp. Clark, one of the league's premier scorers. Embiid does a lot of damage in the mid-range.
I tell you, for a guy as big as he is, I just marvel at his touch, his footwork, and the fact that he scores at all three levels. He scores at the rim, mid-range, he's dangerous, and then the three-point shot is one that he can knock down with decent regularity. So at his size, most would like to see him attack the rim more, but I still marvel at his versatility as a scorer.
And it's Maxey missing.
Well, he's much better than that. Really no excuse for missing that lay-in.
Mathurin finds Siakam into the lane. And Siakam with the slam.
Driving in, Siakam can be such a menace for the defense. Hard to get in the way of his physicality.
Maxey against Halliburton. Embiid, a screen on Halliburton. Pass to Embiid. George for three. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Paul George spent some time talking about his idol. He said, the person who motivated me as a kid was Kobe Bryant. Growing up in Southern California, watching him every day, I wanted to emulate him. I attacked the game the same way he did, trying to work on every deficiency, play both ends, and be a competitor.
His impact lives on, Allie. George with the bucket.
I think one of Paul George's best shots is his pull-up jump shot. He's been destroying defenses for years with that mid-range pull-up.
And it's Mathurin missing. And so it's George with it. He brings it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. Pass to Drummond. Outside Oubre. George feels it out a bit. Oh, he just slams it right over Pascal Siakam.
George playing strong down low. Love to see him finish with authority.
Turner for three. And once again, off the mark by Indiana. Philadelphia leading by 3. To the middle. Here's Embiid. Kicks it to George. Yes, and it's Embiid picking up the assist. George has got 10 points in the game.
Smooth and consistent. That's how I describe George's three-point shooting.
Will it go? Knocked away. Drummond with the ball. Picked up by Mathurin. And here's Oubre from the arc. Another three for Philadelphia.
You can really feel the momentum swinging in their direction.
You know, know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity.
It's turned into a showdown here. Dueling from distance.
Looks to me like there could be something personal taking place here.
Maxey, that's good.
Strong take by the wily Maxey. He is fantastic at turning on the Jets.
Siakam, no good.
Well, I cannot believe he didn't capitalize there, and neither can he.
Here's Drummond. No good. Misses at the buzzer. Offense is coming free and easy as we wrap up the first. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the 76ers.
Well, in today's NBA, the three-point shot is so valuable. They realize this, and that's why they're continuing to drain as many as they can.
They've also displayed a real unselfishness as a team, moving the basketball well, sharing the rock, and giving everybody a chance to participate in the offense.
On the court for the Pacers, second quarter underway. Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. Halliburton runs point with Mathurin flanking him. And it's Walker in at the 3 slot.
You know, George is unstoppable when he puts it all together like this.
Well, Grant, you often hear about how smooth Paul George's game is.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. Young players can learn a lot by watching his footwork. His timing, his ability to find the space he needs, it's just tremendous. Good execution. They're getting some short-range looks here.
Oubre, pass to Drummond. And that one's good. That makes him 2 for 3.
That's where Drummond generates most of his offense. I mean, he's got a lot of moves in the low post.
Siakam against Embiid. And then Siakam with the jam.
Oh, yeah. That'll do it.
Wow, an emphatic two-handed slam.
I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will...
Oh, are you kidding me? Wow,
man. Look at how high George gets off these drives to the hoop. Banging it down with the violence of a madman.
Hey, kept it simple. No reason to get fancy right now, B.A.
Yeah, he's just looking to find shots and produce for his team.
Hey, I thought there was some style there, guys. What are you guys looking at? I mean, it was still a pretty sweet, flavorful one-hand flush.
Embiid can't hit. Pacers trail by 6. For 3, Mathurin. Walker passes to Mathurin. There's a screen by Turner. Off target with the 3. For Philadelphia, they've gotten 3 of 4 field goals in the second quarter. George with it. Looking on Walker. Embiid from outside. It's good. Set up beautifully by George. Embiid's got 6 points.
And Embiid does have this range. I mean, it's something the defense has to respect.
And just a beautiful-looking shot from long range.
Here's George. That is now his 7th field goal in 10 attempts. Impressive.
And once more this half, they find a way to get great position inside.
And Clark, this last summer, former Sixer Doug Collins inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well-deserved honor for Doug. I mean, he's Philly's former #1 overall pick back in 1973, and he played almost a decade there for the Sixers. Also coached the Sixers, among many other teams that he had a chance to coach in the NBA, but clearly an NBA lifer and one of the best guys that's part of the NBA fraternity.
Neesmith, he's checked in for Walker. Fires in the triple. George has got 19 points.
Well, that's a smooth-looking jumper by Paul George. I mean, he's one of the more gifted scorers in the league, and there's no place on the floor where he can't hurt you.
Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. Now the first 7.5 seasons of Pascal Siakam's career were in Toronto. But Clark, a fresh start here with the Pacers.
You know, it's great for the Indiana Pacers because Pascal Siakam wanted to be part of this group. He saw a nucleus of young talent that had a chance to be competitive in the East and chase the championship. So he signed a nice big contract this summer to remain a key contributor for them moving forward. Actually, he'll be the hub of the wheel along with Tyrese Halliburton.
And just a straight baller move from Siakam. I mean, shrugging off the coverage and keeping his focus on that basket.
George outside. Out to the right wing. Embiid from outside. Mathurin with a rebound. Pacers trail by 7. Halliburton right side. Back to Mathurin. Pass to Nesmith. This one for 3. It's hauled in by the Sixers. They've led by as many as 11. George outside. And George with the jam.
He's officially taken over this first half, making all the right reads.
Outside Mathurin. Siakam with a screen on Maxey. Mathurin. It's hauled in by the Sixers. Embiid's got 4 rebounds now. Turner against George. Embiid a screen on Turner. George for 3. Siakam pulls down the board. For 3, Mathurin gets the 3 ball to go. Mathurin's got 7.
He's a producer. It's part of their plan to get him as many touches as possible. Slams it down with 2 hands.
Man, they're really getting aggressive now.
Now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
And so it's Philadelphia finishing the quarter with thanks very much, Allie. And folks, we'll be right back to start the second half of this game.
The Pacers, 32. Fans, please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fans half-court shot run. They're thinking about the shot.
And if you're just joining in, one half is in the books. One half to go. Paul George has been sensational.
Slicing up the defense, living in the lane. Terrific first half for him.
Well, you know what, guys? My question is this. Who's he going to posterize in this half? You know, we've already gotten a number of filthy dunks out of him.
We've got Kyle Lowry. He's out there with Walker, and it's Bona in at the 5. That's the group for Nick Nurse getting going here in the second half. Looking at lineups around the league, Grant, seems like they're becoming more positionless than ever before.
Yeah, you're spot on, B.A. To the point where some people feel all-star voting shouldn't be by position anymore. It should be by merit.
Lowry surveys the D. And there's the screen. 6 to shoot. The 3 is up. And Toppin pulls it down. Pacers trail by 7. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
When you have an MVP talent in his prime, the focus has to be on winning the title. The Sixers' Joel Embiid said, quote, "The only thing I care about is winning. That takes a lot, and everybody has to contribute. I'm always going to believe in myself. I love the guys that we have. We are going to go and fight every single night."
Great perspective there. Thanks, Allie. Walker finds Edwards. Pass to Bona. Now here's Walker. Nesmith covering. Walker's shot is off. The Pacers shooting a fantastic 57%. Jacks up a 3. It's hauled in by the Sixers.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Back to Edwards. 3-pointer. The Sixers again can't hit. Pacers trail by 7. Here's Toppin. Yes, sir. And it's Bryant picking up the assist. Toppin's gotten his first points in this one.
No defensive pressure at all. I mean, that's not going to get it done against him.
Here's Walker. Pass to Bona. The kick out to Edwards. The 3. Nails it from 3. Edwards has gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
Gets the shot he wants. The defense wasn't quite connected enough. They lost contact. Really nice job moving the ball around that time, picking apart that defense.
Philadelphia leading by 6. Fires the 3. They get it back. Second chance effort. They set the screen. Inside. And that one's good. Bona.
His playmaking is something to watch. Threading that pass right in there.
Lets it go from deep. Nembhard, good.
What was the defense thinking? I mean, that's the wrong guy to leave open.
Pass to Bona. The kick out to Walker. High arcing shot, and they pick up 2. Pacers trail by 7. Now here's Nembhard. And Lonnie Walker's going to pick up the foul. That'll be a second foul of the game.
And yeah, he still was moving at the point of contact.
Those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
Here's Nembhard. Kicks it out to Bryant. On the wing, Nembhard. Walker covering. Nembhard outside. Shoots over Walker. The shot by Nembhard, no good.
Well, you know he wants that one back. I mean, more often than not, he'll sink that mid-range jumper.
Back to Lowry. They set the pick. Edwards looking it over. Late clock, the Sixers need to put one up here. Sinks it from distance. Walker's got 5 points in the quarter.
The ball distribution was there. I mean, outstanding work all the way around.
The trap by Nembhard. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And here's Walker. He's got 5. The rebound by Nesmith. Pacers trail by 8. There's 37 seconds left in the third quarter. And he ends that fast break chance. An intentional foul. That's a textbook example of the transition take foul rule. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
You know, he really did excel at the stripe. I mean, they couldn't have asked for too much more from him when it came to knocking down free throws.
Pass to Bona. To the left wing. Yabusele. And it's off from three-point range. For Indiana, they've gone 4 of 8 in the third. Lets the 3 fly. That shot off. Outside Walker. That's tipped. Now the Pacers on the move. Here's Nembhard. And he converts the layup. Nembhard's got 8.
And that's all the result of some good defensive awareness.
Edwards for 3. And no good. Trying to get that one to fall. And as we end the third quarter, a great game. Both teams playing well. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
You know, I'm kind of stoked that this was a choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
With 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store. On the court for the Pacers, Halliburton runs point with Mathurin flanking him. Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. And it's Walker in at the 3.
Halliburton in his bag for sure right now, showing you everything he's got, including the soft touch.
Maxey passes to George. And he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call.
Indiana ball.
Pacers trail by 7. Here's Mathurin. Oh, a two-handed power slam.
Yeah, this is how impactful Mathurin can be in close. He loves jamming it home.
Here's George. Pass to Embiid. Back to George. Clock at 4. Back to Embiid. Oh, Embiid punishing the basket.
Strong move and a little spicy, too. Embiid's passion for the game, the way he plays, I love it.
And it's out of bounds to Indiana. Halliburton for 3. with a steal. Fast break, here we go. And a foul called on the way up. And they want a second opinion on that call. The signal for the coach's challenge has been made.
First team foul. At the line for your Sixers, Paul George, taking 2 shots.
The NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take another look. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, during that last break, I heard Rick Carlisle as he talked with the team. He told the guys to stay after it inside. He said our play inside is terrific right now. He said don't lose any of that intensity. Stay strong down there. It's always nice to hear a coach enjoying his team's play. Back to you.
And Allie, thank you for that. Good on the second one. Pacers trail by 8. Three-pointer Mathurin. It's hauled in by Oubre. And for Philadelphia, they're shooting it at 61%, a terrific average. The shot by Drummond, no good. And Halliburton has got the ball here for the Indiana Pacers. Here's the three, and Embiid with the block. And so the ball out of bounds. Embiid touched it last. Now off the inbound. And slammed it home, and a foul. A chance at another point at the line. It's going to go on Paul George. All right, guys, what do you think so far on the offensive approach for Philadelphia?
Well, you know, throughout this game, they've shot the ball extremely well from downtown. Their shooters are getting open and letting it fly.
One other thing they've done very well has been scoring inside, just pounding and grinding down there. Man, that's his shot. Maybe he was too wide open.
Here's Mathurin. Philadelphia grabs the miss. They've led by as many as 11. Here's George. Out to Oubre. Outside Maxey. Pass to George. Shot clock at 6. Uses the glass on the layup. George has got 24.
Good work in deep from George that time. He's far more than just a perimeter threat.
And the dunk by Halliburton.
What a big-time play by Tyrese Halliburton. Simply putting his team on his back.
Pass to Embiid. Now Drummond. Outside Oubre. Drummond, the screen on Mathurin. And here's Oubre from the arc. They grab their own miss. Goes back up. And the layup is up and in. And the 76ers lead by 7.
Great timing and coordination. Lays it in coming off that pick. No hesitation. Nice work by Walker, not overthinking it.
George outside. Count that bucket. George has got 5 points now this quarter.
Absolutely ruthless. He's not about to start showing mercy now.
Guys, when you're this hot, it's elementary. Let it fly. Keep staying at it. No, it's early in his career, but Mathurin already knocking down several big shots late.
George passes to Embiid. Back to George. Embiid, a screen on Walker. Out to the right wing. Embiid finds Drummond. And Drummond with the jam.
Really a good decision turning to Drummond in this spot. Needing a big basket, and he goes and gets it.
Mathurin against Maxey. Halliburton surveys the floor. And no good, trying to use the glass. And here are the 76ers. It's a 5-point game, and a foul on Tyrese Halliburton. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Here's Maxey. It's George on the wing. 40 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Pass to Embiid. Embiid, a screen on Walker. George for three. Here's Embiid. Here's Oubre. George outside. Screen by Embiid. George with the bucket. And it's an 8-point 76ers lead.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
So it's Philadelphia now. Now here's Maxey. So this one belongs to the 76ers. A clean win, and one where they clearly showed better energy.
Yes, so